Hi, welcome back to the channel. If you want to talk about TV, I could be here all week. I don't know anybody in life who isn't waiting it. I mean, this could be your scoop eyeballs, testicles. No, that sounds dark. I'm Ali. I'm married to Alex. I have to say not M all the time because I do that a lot. Um, Alex and I have been married for the last 3 years. We met living and working in Denmark, where I was running a restaurant. It was a very exciting project. It was all nose to tail. Literally, we had eyeballs, testicles, udders, everything that you can think of that you don't want to eat, we had on the menu. So we had a really great time. We had lots of, our wine program was all organic, biodynamic or natural, which is where I got my introduction into that sort of side of the wine industry. And yeah, we just had a really good time. One time we put some guests in the car park outside because we didn't have any tables when they wanted to eat their dinner. So we got a parking ticket, got the bay, set up a little table and off we went. And then Alex joined us in early 2013. I mean, he will tell you that his trial shift was clearing out the garage. I mean, I don't know if that's true or not, but could very likely be true. So yeah, Alex joined us and I didn't talk to him for a year because he didn't speak English. So I thought, well, not my time. The owners of the restaurant, they were making families and doing things that people do. So they decided to close the restaurant. And for us, that was a really sad time because we had put so much into it. You know, we had dedicated a good 3 years of our lives to that restaurant and the second restaurant that we opened while we were there. And so we just said, right, okay, what are we going to do? And we said, well, let's move to London. That sounds like a good thing to do. That was the plan. And then Alex got offered the opportunity to stage at a restaurant in Chile, in Santiago. So he went off to do that and I went to London. I moved to work for the Galvin Brothers, if you know them. So they had, at the time, about 5 restaurants across London, Dubai, Scotland. And I ran their sort of casual luxury pub, I guess you could call it. So I had a great time learning about Pilsner Urquell. Got to go to Prague a couple of times and learned about the different ways to drink Pilsner from a tank. And Alex came back and he started doing the various things that he was doing. And yeah, we set up our little home in Vauxhall in London. We were above the tube station, so I used to get woken up by the bongo player every morning at 6 a.m. That's fine. It was a fun time. And we were there until we got this opportunity to come up to Northumberland. Well, actually, it was my dad because I was talking to my dad, like literally he was dropping me off at the train station on the way back from Christmas or some such. I can't remember what it was. We were in the car on the way back to the train station and we were having a conversation about it. And I said, like, ideally what I want is a property where we can have a bar, we can have a restaurant, we can have rooms, and that's what I want. And he said, well, why don't you email this guy who is one of his parishioners? So my dad's a vicar, or he was, he's retired now. But he was, one of his parishioners has a few properties around the northeast. So maybe just email him and see whether anything could come of that. So I did. I sent an email on, when I got back to London and I said, this is what me and my husband want to do. Not my husband at the time, my boyfriend. We think there is a gap in the northeast for this sort of restaurant, hotel, dining experience. And have you got any spare properties? And he said, yeah, I do. Come and look at it. So the first time I came up here, after that, Alex wasn't even here. He was in Kiev doing something. So I was here on my own. met them and we talked about it, and they just said, we need somebody to come in and overhaul this business. And that's what we did. So yeah, that was Restaurant Hjem. 6 years down the line, the Michelin Star was obviously a very special high point. We've amassed an incredible team of people, and now we're looking forward to our next project, Freyja. We met the investors for Freyja cooking a dinner in their home, and we got on straight away, and here we are. So when we first saw the site, it was a field, a really lovely field with a beautiful view out toward the Tyne Valley, across the river. But yeah, it was a field, and it's an incredible project to be part of from day one, where we saw it as a field, and now we have foundations, and soon we'll have something, and one day we'll have a roof, and then down the line we'll have a restaurant. An amazing opportunity to not only build a restaurant from scratch, but I can also build the guest experience from scratch. We know exactly how we want our guests to arrive at the building, how we want them to, the first things that they see, the first things that they smell. And that's a really exciting thing to be part of, because it's not many restaurants do you actually get that opportunity. I have opened a lot of restaurants, but generally we take over a building or a pre-existing restaurant and say, okay, let's change this, let's change that, let's fix this, let's fix that. But this is a building from a field to a building, so it's really exciting. Freyja is the Norse goddess of love and abundance, and I really want that to be a very big part of what we do. Having the walled garden there means that we've got the abundance, and then the love bit, I mean, that's just us, isn't it? We, really want to give our guests just a great experience. And it's such a special project that we can really do that. We have the garden with all the produce. We have a building purpose-made. We have a kitchen designed to their exact requirements. So we want the best produce that we can make, chefs that have got everything that they need to do it in, and a front of house team that will bring the love and the personality and the joy. Because, eating out it's a special thing. It's not something you do every day, and it should be celebrated, and people should enjoy it. Bob puts it very nicely. We're moving food miles to food minutes, but actually we're not moving food miles to food seconds. The produce is coming out of the garden and it's going to be in the restaurant within minutes, seconds. But that's really exciting, because we do put a lot of emphasis on sustainability and trying to do things the right way. But with Freyja we actually can, because here we have a 300-year-old building. We are constrained by its age, whereas with Freyja we have a brand new building and we can do exactly what we want to do and how we want to do it.